Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've got another one in our series of Divis for beginners today. In our last one we showed you how to set up your nav bar, place your menu and an icon and style it how you wish. In this one today we're going to show you the general settings. Setting up your typography and the size of your sections, etc. So let's go down to the dashboard. We're going to go to the same place as yesterday. We're going to go down to Appearance and then Customize. That's going to take us to this page here. In yesterday's video, we set the initial page we had some content on as our home page down here. Today, we're going to go into the general settings. Now, we covered site identity. We're putting our site title, tagline, site icon in. We're going to go one down from that today in layout settings. Now here you can set the general layout settings for the whole of your website. At the top, we've got enable box layout. If I click that, you'll see it does it kind of old style, boxed page type layout there with a little margin either side. And you still see those today. If you want it boxed, you can check that. If not, uncheck it and you've got a full screen, full width page there. You can choose the actual content width of your website, which is basically going to be from the left side of that logo to the right side of this writing here, almost exactly the same place as it was with the boxing there. But if I move this slider, you can see those things expanding or coming in like that if you want to make it shorter. 960 actually used to be the default for website building. I'm going back maybe 10 years or so there. As with most things Divi, if you don't like something you've done, simply select it, delete it, it'll go back to the default for you. We've got website gutter width here, and that's the space below items. And you can drag it down to 2, that'll make it closer, or 0, which will make them actually touch. This layout hasn't got anything that's really going to be affected by that. I'll demonstrate that in future videos. Basically, that's the space between your modules within a row there. Now you can use a custom sidebar width if you've got a sidebar here. We've not got a sidebar on this particular layout. Quite often I'm sure you've noticed you've got a sidebar down the side of your page here. You can choose a custom sidebar width by checking that box and putting in the width there. As I say, I've not got one at the moment, but if you're using a sidebar, you can adjust it there. Section height, well that's the section. Underneath we've got a divider with a little triangle there, and we've got another section here probably, and another one there. You can change the default height there, which is basically changing the margin on it. That'll make them, if I roll back up the top, you'll see it better. More to the left you drag it, the smaller your sections will be. To the right, the larger the sections will be, obviously. And again, if you don't like something, select it, delete it, it'll go back to the default. Now there's a theme accent color you can set right here, and that's for things like your links and little icons. Generically when they appear, they'll always appear with this particular color. So you can set all your page links here if you want to, and don't let that worry you, because in each module you can set a custom link color as well. So although this will set the colors throughout your site, you can override them in individual modules quite easily. Great, well that's the kind of general layout settings that we've got going on there. Let's go back one. And if we go down one more, we've got typography. And here you can choose the general size of your body text size. That's body text right here. If I move that up and down, as you can see that text is getting bigger or smaller. Same thing, if you don't like what you've done, delete it, it goes back to the default for you. Body line height. This is still our body text here, but this is the height between each line of text there. I'm sure you knew that. To add more space between text, just bring that up to the right. To make them closer together, just bring it to the left. Now we've got a general heading. Every heading that we create initially has a general setting of 30. If you want it to be bigger, again, just drag it up to the right, smaller to the left, type in whatever value you want. And that's a pixel value right there. And again, don't like it, just delete it, it'll go back to the normal. Header letter spacing, obviously that's the space between the letters there. Drag it out, make them wider. I'm going to take that back. Line height, that's the same thing again. If you want to push the content below a header down further, you can increase the line height and do it that way. You can bold, italicize, capitalize, and underline your headers if you want to. Just select those. And these are general settings, remember. It's just that every time you add something, it'll give these styles to it. You can overwrite them in each module, so you're not stuck with it. But it's a great idea to set these up to save you time finding your fonts and things. Divi has a ridiculous amount of font. It really does. If you go in there, just start scrolling through. Pick whatever font you want there. I'm going to leave mine on the default again. And it's exactly the same for the body font. You can scroll through and find any font you want there. Here's the body link color again. The general body text color. And any of these fields you can just click on. If I roll down, there's a color field there. You can move the little circle around. Or you can select a particular color. We've got a sort of strength slider there and an opacity slider here. If you pull that down, that makes it more see-through. And again, if you don't like something, select it and it'll go back to the default for you. And like I say, it's a good idea to set up your typography. Put my header text size back to how it was initially. Again, by simply deleting that. Let's go back one now. And you've got background. You can set a general background color right here, and it's the same thing. Click on the color field, choose the color that you want. Or you can add a particular background image by selecting on this, clicking on this, and selecting whatever image you want. And anywhere where there's no background, that image will show through behind there. And you can decide whether you want it to scroll or have a fixed position. And we've covered those in our background video. I'm happy for it just to be on the generic. When you make any changes in your customizer here, when you're finished, make sure you select your Publish button. And once you've done that, that will save any changes and you're good to go. So there you go, guys. There's a brief overview of the general settings, setting up your typography and layout settings. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you or make a demo video like this one. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.